This is a question that I'm asked all the time. What does it mean to practice Stoicism? How do I get started with this? How do I actually make this philosophy a part of my life? And I want to give you an answer in this video. That's not just, read the manual, go hit the gym, meditate and journal. Although those things are good for you, I want to give you a definition of what it means to practice Stoicism that I think is going to surprise you. And it comes from the great Stoic philosopher Pierre Hadot. Pierre Hadot was someone who studied under the great Marie Pigéchi. He was a French philosopher and a professor at the College de France, and he had a very unique way of defining what it meant to practice philosophy. And he says this, and I'll quote, "The practice of philosophy consists in nothing else than in thinking about what you are doing and saying, and in seeing clearly and recognizing what you are doing and saying." This is such a profound idea that I think if you really think about it, you can change your life. What he's basically saying is that philosophy is a way of living, right? It's not just something you study or read about, it's something that you actually live out. And so he goes on to say, this is why the philosopher must be constantly on guard. Not only over his actions, but over his thoughts, which can be erroneous or mistaken even when they're not expressed aloud, because silence is also an action, as is speech. So he's not just talking about what we do and say, he's talking about what we think, what we believe, what we think about ourselves, our perception of the world around us, because the Stoics believed that reality is created by our judgments, right? Our opinions, our beliefs about things, not the things themselves. The Stoics weren't trying to deny reality. They were trying to change how they thought about reality. They weren't trying to change reality itself. Marcus Aurelius says this, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So all this is to say that in order to practice Stoicism, you don't have to do anything radical. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to drop everything and move to Greece. You simply have to pay attention to what you're redoing and to ask yourself the fundamental questions that Stoicism asks, which are, is this opinion necessary? Is this belief helpful? Is this thought productive? And if it's not, then you have to challenge it. You have to work through it. You have to examine it. And you have to be willing to change your mind, your behavior, your thoughts. Epictetus says, it's not things that upset us. It's our opinions about those things that upset us. So, the Stoics believed that we have the power to control our thoughts and our beliefs, even if we can't control everything that happens to us. We can't control external events. We can't control other people. We can't control the past, but we can't control ourselves. We can control our response to things. And that's what it means to practice Stoicism. And this idea that you always need to be on guard, that you always need to be paying attention to what you're doing and saying and thinking, this isn't meant to be oppressive. It's meant to be freeing. Because once you realize that you have this power, this freedom to choose your thoughts and your beliefs, then you're no longer a slave to them. And that's what Stoicism is all about. It's about being a slave to no one, including yourself. I hope that helps. If you want more resources, check out the website below, and I will see you next time.